The United States and America have shot down an Iranian Air Force drone over the waters of the Persian Gulf. That's right, first incident, first shot, first warning. They had said it, don't get close to the aircraft carrier with that flying junk, and now the United States has shot it down, and we'll see what happens. Family, likes, comments, let's begin. Oh!
Good evening, family, and welcome to Military Strategies. We're live. Thanks for joining us. What had to happen happened. What was supposed to occur occurred. And on top of that, in what a way? The United States of America has shot down a drone on the very same day that they are going to use their disinformation sources. Because this isn't information, it's complete and total disinformation. They were saying and commenting that the aircraft carrier had gone to the Indian Ocean and had already left the area, and that there was no danger anymore, and that everything was fine. Well, they went to check it out in person. They sent a drone, a flying piece of junk, which you're about to see. You're going to be amazed by this. And what happened is that an F-35 plane, officially this is from the White House, this is what they commented. They shot it down. Iran says that it immediately sent another drone and that it completed its reconnaissance mission and transmitted the data about the location of the aircraft carrier. We'll explain why this is important and why the RACMAX drone should be shot down. What's the point of this whole story? All right. Welcome to Military Strategies. Today is a tough day. I really don't want to tell you what happened. If I tell you, you'll get furious, so it's better not to say it. Amazing. What happened in El Salvador was incredible, unbelievable. El Salvador. We're not in El Salvador anymore, so I'm really sorry. I hope we can go back soon. We've already finished the work in El Salvador, and today terrible things have happened. Terrible things for the channel. Right now, I look like a walking zombie with my old tracksuit wandering all over Latin America. It's a show. I have to say, it's a show. If you want to see military strategies, if you see someone with an old tracksuit, that's him. Strategies? Are you ready to answer their questions in person? I'm not going to tell it now. I'll tell it next week because now is not the time to tell it. But Are you going to start to understand why doesn't military strategies appear on camera? Why military strategies? Is it obvious, or is it clear that he has to be especially careful wherever he goes? I'm just going to say that, and I think people will understand it at any moment. All right? What a mess with Iran. What a mess with Iran, because they say they're negotiating a supposed peace here, but there's no peace here at all. What's happening or what's going on is nothing more and nothing less than that an attack is going to be launched against Iran, that they're going to take down the Iranian regime. Here, people are currently talking about stories involving EH. We're here, right? Doing this or that, or last-minute meetings. There are no meetings of any kind here. Here, what's really happening, I mean it, what's happening is an incredible military buildup from my point of view. We still have more to see or more to experience, right? The end, the final show. Perhaps another aircraft carrier is arriving. There are rumors, I'm just saying there are rumors that right now there's also an aircraft carrier heading toward the Mediterranean area. And all of this is taking shape. It's taking color. All of this is forming in the region. And of course, it's impossible not to think or not to believe, right? That there isn't going to be a war. Now, on top of that, nothing more and nothing less, nothing more and nothing less, there's the fact that an attack against drones is going to be launched or has been launched. But there has been another even more serious incident. There has been another one, much more serious, much more serious. What has been the most serious incident that has happened? Thank you for watching the video. Well, Iran has tried to seize a ship belonging to the United States of America. It's not a military ship, it's an oil tanker. That needs to be clear. But today, boats have tried to go after an oil tanker. The oil tanker continued on its course. They tried to harass it. The small Tamu boats, the Ram Max, Tamu's big brother, which they sell with bulk discounts, tried to assault the oil tanker. The oil tanker said, "Look, mine's bigger. If a boat gets close, I'll hit it and sink it." All right, let's sink it. The oil tanker. Then they started circling around the oil tanker, aiming rocket launchers at them and regretting the flying flip-flops. We don't know if they've also sent a flying RACMAX to harass them. The United States has said, this is our limit. This is as far as we go. That's enough. Let's end the joke now. They've been sending drones for 72 hours, day and night, to see where the aircraft carrier is. And they said, look, we're going to explain it to him for the last time before all this, yesterday or the day before. Did he already explain it to him? Or was he telling him? United States, hey, about sending drones because something is going to happen. The head of United States Central Command, Commander Bradley, told him to stop sending drones because things are going to happen. The Iranians take it as a joke, since they have thousands and thousands of drones. We see it here on video, he says. Well, we're going to send them drones so they can see that we have something, that we're willing to carry out some kind of operation against them from above and below. And their best idea was to send them an armed drone. The drone they sent him was armed. Incredible. This one you're seeing? I'll put it here, and it's a copy of a drone of the Predator type. The Seizure type. They call it the 172. I think it's, let's look for the information around here. And they send him this. They send him a drone. The drone gets closer. Sajid 129. It gets close to the aircraft carrier. The destroyer that's protecting the aircraft carrier detects the drone. They send a drone to identify the type. Look at how the United States operates. Now you're going to see the entire sequence of the whole story. You'll see it completely. And they ask, who is armed? He has missiles. Since the drone has missiles, an F-35 takes off from the aircraft carrier, and the pilot goes and sends it to the bottom of the sea. Let's watch the full sequence as we reconstruct it here on Military Strategies. Family. It's really important. Your likes and comments matter, and I hope you enjoyed yesterday's intro and the question you asked. The one who appears in the video is Strategius, entering the Secot. Yes, it's Strategius. Yours truly? I knocked on the door, knocked 4 times. The door opened. We entered Secot. It's going to be amazing when we start editing the video and start seeing all the images and everything that's happening. It's going to be incredible, incredible. Does this mean an escalation? Does this mean that now we are going to find that obviously drones will be shot down, planes will be shot down? Will they be shot down? Well, it doesn't stop there. Russia, to heat things up a bit more between the two nations, has decided to send combat helicopters to Iran. We also have video of this. We have several videos, but anyway, what we were talking about, the drone in particular is a fixed-wing drone. If you look here, it can carry missiles. You can see them there. Well, that's not going to sink an aircraft carrier, but that's not the biggest danger. The biggest danger of this drone isn't that it can carry 2 missiles or 2 freefall bombs, or even some precision-guided bombs. The problem with this drone is that it can send the real-time position to anti-ship missiles and guide them to about the area where the aircraft carrier is, so that the anti-ship missiles can activate their active radar and attack the aircraft carrier. That's why the United States had to shoot down that drone, because for months, and as you can see here for years, they've been using aircraft carrier mock-ups trying to sink them. They say just in case. The drone operator could slip and accidentally fire a missile. To avoid bigger problems, let's shoot down the drone and prevent any trouble. What has the White House said? Also, Petro is here tonight. Friends in Colombia, don't miss it. I'm going to show you a picture. I'll put up a photo. I'll show you a little photo of Petro to make your mouth water. Petróleo Umido. The photo is real. The photo is real? Petro has gone to the United States, not because he was invited by the United States, but because he requested to go. The United States did not invite him. And he went there to hand out caps. Thanks. Do you see them there saying, "Make America Great Again"? Petrus went to hand out caps. To the White House? We don't know if he was given cleaning tools or started cleaning a wing when he arrived. Under renovation at the White House? We don't know. He requested political asylum, which could also have happened. Let's discuss this now. Has Donald Trump commented on Petro? Donald Trump has given Gustavo an autograph, a great honor. I love Colombia and Petro. How he acted so cocky and challenged Donald Trump quite a bit. Has he gone to clean the bathrooms at the White House? Notice how this whole story works. And these super mega dictators, revolutionaries, guerrillas, they're always selling us the same story that they believe it, that they really believe it. In the end, they all end up going to the White House on their knees, all of them. There it is. There it is. We don't know if when Petro entered the White House, he went through the drug detector. We don't know. If they gave him a breathalyzer before entering the Oval Office, We don't know that either. We don't know the details, obviously, but something must have happened there for Petro to leave the Oval Office handing out Trump hats. Dos Caracas. Did someone have to screw it in really deep with a screwdriver? It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. In the end, we're going to end up without any clowns left. In our circus, in the circus we've built here, for military strategies, we had Cilia and Maduro. Diosdado is down and out. He's already second-rate Dios, and he hasn't gotten us out of anything for a long time. Diosdado, what's going on? We miss you. It seems to me that soon we're going to have to look for a new place to move around with the map, and I even have the spot, starting next week. What happened today is going to have consequences. They made me waste a few hours of my life, and there will be consequences. I had been warning about it. I wanted to avoid it. I'll shift my attention north now, thank you. It's going to turn to the north, thank you. To those who understand, greetings, greetings. Words are unnecessary, as God says. To those who understand, words are unnecessary. Today they played a trick on me. I had to arrive late. I couldn't stream at the hours I wanted to. I'm physically exhausted. But well, here we are, all for the good of humanity. Drone topic?
We spoke with people at the Pentagon this morning who said that United States Central Command acted both appropriately and necessarily to protect our citizens.
United States Central Command this morning acted appropriately and accordingly to ensure safety.
For U.S. personnel and
to protect United States personnel.
United States Central Command decided regarding equipment in the region.
United States Central Command decided to shoot down the drone.
United States Central Command made the decision and acted aggressively regarding the drone.
The drone was nameless. They hadn't given the creature a name. We don't know if it was called Ayato Toilet, or Ayato Toe, or Ayato Drone, or Ratmax. We don't know. I really like this blonde girl. By the way, just to mention, the spokesperson is great. Caroline Levitt. Caroline, greetings. He says they shot down his drone because it was doing stunts, going up and down, spinning, and seemed like it might attack the aircraft carrier.
Towards our United States ship Lincoln, which we know is that aircraft carrier.
And it was doing it in front of the aircraft carrier in the region.
Toward President Trump.
He says, by order and direction of President Trump.
The president remains committed to pursuing diplomacy.
He says the president prefers diplomacy, but
in order for
always prioritize diplomacy.
Diplomacy requires both sides to participate. It takes a brave partner to engage.
He says, we also need the Iranians to join the negotiation. That's clear to me now. What is the diplomacy of the United States of America regarding this matter? By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, today would be a great opportunity before you miss the big premiere of Salvador. I'm just letting you know. United States diplomacy says it wants to negotiate, but continues building military force. Thanks, incredible, in the region. And when everything is lined up, I launch the attack and then we negotiate. But where did the discord in this whole story come from? I want to show you something you haven't seen on this channel until now. Look at this. Pay attention to this. Take a good look at it, okay? Take a good look at it because it's amazing. We hadn't seen it until now, but it exists. I knew it existed, but it hadn't been necessary to use it. It's called Murcielago Kiem. There are two models. This is the V. It can take off vertically and is used for reconnaissance and intelligence operations on the ground. It's awesome. It's used by the United States Navy, by America, and by the Army. It's crazy. This is used to protect the borders, to hunt down drug traffickers. It's been used for everything in Venezuela. We just haven't noticed. I already have information about this topic. And it also serves for electronic warfare tasks. Can I operate as a reconnaissance source in operations? Are you going to see it now with a real image from the drone? Recon of anti-aircraft defenses. Thanks. Here comes the photograph. There we see it, drone camera destroying an anti-aircraft defense system at an undisclosed location. The drone is operated with laptops. It can take off, as I said, easily. And Iran wants one. Iran is eager to have this kind of drone because they don't have them. What they have are copies of whatever they managed to get from somewhere. It's a modular system. Look here. It's assembled piece by piece. You need a good manual. In minutes, it's assembled and ready to go. There, do you see it? What's the story behind what's happening today? All right, so let's do the reconstruction. Let's do the reconstruction of what happened today with Iran. Please pay close attention because this takes some work to do. You'll see it's not easy. Thanks so much for gifting all the memberships. Really appreciate it, family. Thanks to that community about military strategies who love learning about global sky events. Let's go. Here we are. See you. Caro. This is in real time. Currently, I only have a drone filter. There's an unidentified drone that's currently providing security to the Al Hudayt Air Base. Al Hudayt. This air base you see here is being protected by a surveillance drone. All of that is happening right now. And look at what the drone is drawing. Let's see who can guess what that is. The drone is drawing nothing more and nothing less than an hourglass. An hourglass where the sand starts to fall until the very last grain. And it's against Iran. But what else has happened? Let's do a playback because this is super interesting, super interesting. Let's mark it. February 3rd, midnight. We see that the drone marked by the hourglass has also been circling inside the sea. They have been doing reconnaissance, possibly when the tanker incident happened. The drone has been providing coverage and footage of what was happening at that moment. Notice that it's orbiting over a very specific area. The tanker, later on, after an attempted assault by Iran, I repeat, they tried to assault a United States of America tanker. One that is also extremely important for the military deployment because it can supply many of those ships at sea, especially the destroyers and other auxiliary vessels. It has been escorted by a United States of America ship. Possibly, knowing a bit of the history or having some idea of what it's about, could we be talking about a literal combat ship providing the escort? Things were still calm. The aircraft carrier also, which you'll see where it is now, I've already identified it. Where the aircraft carrier is, the aircraft carrier hasn't gone anywhere. This is nonsense that Iran is saying to try to bury its head in the sand like an ostrich. The hours went by, 6, 7 in the morning, the 3rd. It was daylight and all was calm. Things kept happening. We didn't see them, but everything starts almost at sunset. Here in this area, let's go back quickly. We're paying attention to what's going to happen here. There it is. The famous drone we were talking about a moment ago, a Shield V-Bat, was on patrol. It was. Iran notices this, wants to take a closer look. They launch a drone from their ship, the drone ship they have around here in the Bandar Abbas area, he says. Let's see what it's like. Let's say hello a bit. Let's see if we can find it. They decide to send a drone and to the southern area of Oman to look for the aircraft carrier. We're going to see how it shows up over there. When the Iranian drone is detected, it starts being followed by radars and observation systems. That doesn't mean there were no United States drones operating. It doesn't. And when night fell, already at night, already 4 in the afternoon, it was getting dark, 4:30, it's winter time, 5 in the afternoon. Things are going to start happening from that hour on. Things start happening that will lead to the declaration of a drone flying dangerously over the aircraft carrier was shot down. They probably used a slingshot to bring it down. They wouldn't have wasted a missile. That would be an unnecessary waste of money. But here's where the good part comes in. Let's see. Starting at 7:30 in the evening, things are going to happen. We're getting close to 8. Let's see. When it goes off, the presence of that drone. We're going to play it a little slower because maybe since it was just seconds, it was too fast. We might miss the detail. I was watching it before. There it is. It's practically just a second. When this comes to light, you have to be very attentive. This area you see here, the area you see there. Anyway, I have it in a photo. We have it in a photo. What happened there? It was there. This was the moment when an F-35 in this area that you are going to see here between the border of Pakistan and Iran shot down the thing. There it is. This substantially periodic payments, 2,501. Has he blocked the flight radar over him so there's not much information? The incident? But that's the drone that was shot down. Immediately after it was downed, Iran launches another one. They launch another drone that will appear here or possibly there. Both work together, one farther away, to record the drone operation. But that one didn't dare to come down until later, outside of its airspace probably. And there you see it, there's the second drone, substantially equal periodic payments, 2,576. This one did come down to where the aircraft carrier was. Here. You see that point on the map. There he was at 2,700 meters high, at 148 kilometers per hour. He was there at 11 in the morning. At 11:20 in the morning, that drone was there. At least two. We already know there have been two. One has been shot down, the other hasn't. We can see the entire route this drone took since it was launched. We can see it over here. It was launched from some mountainous area in this part that we can see over here. And it moved toward the aircraft carrier area. What can we learn from this story? What things can we take pretty good? First of all, before anything else, the position of the aircraft carrier has changed. It has moved away from the coast of Iran. Subscribe. In distance, how much is that? And why? We know that Iran has experience. We know they have the capability to launch anti-ship missiles at 1,000 kilometers. Missiles, for that they do have them. Let's see if those 1,000 kilometers reach the area where the aircraft carrier has gone, where it's going to operate. We're going to be surprised. The aircraft carrier previously in Oman, in recent days, has changed. Let's take a look. Let's change the map. On the second screen, you can see the fleet of boats ready to sink aircraft carriers. There we are. Let's do it. From this area, we have 680 kilometers. It's likely that what we're seeing right now is the positioning of the aircraft carrier in the combat zone.
A 1,000 kilómetros.
There. There we are. Take a look. Iran's effective range would reach up to this area here, where the incident takes place. It's more or less halfway, or almost exactly halfway within the range of those missiles. Before the drone reached the aircraft carrier, the nearby destroyers detected these kinds of maneuvers, sent a reconnaissance plane, and shot it down. What does the Pentagon officially say? Because they've spoken, they've said things, and it's obvious. The Pentagon has said that they will not allow any kind of activity that could put in danger the ships of the United States of America. No activity at all. The drone has been shot down in international waters. The drone could be there if there was no problem. But the drone has been shot down. Is the United States preparing to surprise Iran? Probably, says Israel Hayom, a media outlet. President Trump holds firm on 4 key demands in talks with Iran. A close source reports this. The demands include ending Iran's nuclear program, stopping its ballistic missile project, cutting funding to allied groups, and stopping the repression of protesters against the regime. What Donald Trump is looking for, that is, The negotiations have failed. We had to attack and eliminate the regime. Video. Is that a legal justification? Nothing else. The decision has been made. More than made. Let's look at some footage also of this that we're watching. The incident of the attempted assault on a United States oil tanker. The information that confirms the incident. Is this some kind of marine notice? Suspicious activity? A vessel has reported via very high-frequency radio that numerous armed ships were surrounding the vessel. The vessel ignored the request to stop and continued on its planned route. The authorities are investigating. All vessels are advised to proceed with caution and report any suspicious activity. The Strait of Hormuz. Numerous small vessels. Which vessel was attempted to be captured? Imagine what would have happened. We would already be in Iran's day.
Tremendous. Let's look for it.
The ship is called Stena Imperative. We have it here in the picture. The ship we're talking about, which is suspected to be the one involved in this incident, is the one we see there. The one that could be involved with this matter. Images of the ship. We'll look for it too, and it's a ship serving the United States, specifically the Army, I insist. It's a ship that supplies fuel to ships of the United States Navy, which means it's under the protection of the United States of America. Do you see it here, those hoses you see? That's fuel transfer at sea from this ship to another of the United States. They approached the tanker with the American flag and tried to seize it. Can you imagine the show? It means that they want in every possible way to cut off supplies with the United States in the region. They want to create a logistics problem, but they also want to have bargaining chips. We take your ship, we negotiate. Tanker. This isn't artificial intelligence. The aircraft carrier uses nuclear propulsion, but it also needs fuel. Prototype stories like aircraft, vehicles. So, of course, they came up with this, don't laugh, please don't laugh, promise me you won't laugh at this. Single-engine boats have started going around out there. For we don't know what. I don't know what for. They wanted to take him. They wanted to treat him. Who knows? A man is carrying a rocket launcher mounted on top, one of those types. 105 millimeters. Some might end up the same, others end up in Pakistan. You also have to respect this type of ship. When this happened, what I told you appeared, a United States escort ship, and the boats vanished. Image of the incident. This, there it is. Subtitle. They have been harassing with Revolutionary Guard gunboats. The VAR increased its speed and now it's going to be escorted by the United States of America. Let's see if they come closer.
A ver si se acerca.
We believe they won't do it, but why was the drone shot down? Because these idiots were filming with the drone. The operation to capture the oil tanker. Look. This is the navigation copy from that drone of the CEP 2502, and they had been following the oil tanker for days. Look at that image. That's from the drone. With this other image, the route that the oil tanker Stina was taking matches, which means they didn't sink the boats, just the drone. Literally. What's going on with Witkoff? Witkoff has been in Israel today. He met with Vivi for 3 hours. They've been exchanging information. They've been talking about what's going on over there, what's happening, and what's going to happen over there. Witkoff and Vivi, a strange relationship between Jews. Witkoff, who sometimes wants to attack and other times doesn't want to attack. We don't know if they're using him as a screwdriver man. But it seems that he doesn't want the United States to get involved in a war against Iran. What Witkoff might be forgetting is that since he doesn't live in Israel, he doesn't have to endure the number of ballistic missiles that are currently aimed at Israel. Vivi and 10 million more people do have to endure it. Well, let's just leave it at that. What's happening? That Israel also has to put its word on the table? Israel is not going to accept any negotiation that doesn't include the destruction of Iran's long and medium-range missile program. Is that clear? Witkoff can say whatever he wants. They can talk about whatever they want. But the reality is different. Israel has to guarantee its security, and Witkoff is not going to be the one to stop the missiles. Images Tehran. What we're seeing is a Russian helicopter, Mil, flying over Mi-28NE attack helicopter. Could this be important? It's not striking, yes. China is also sending things to Iran. They're looking for trouble, serious trouble. Goodbye. If Chinese anti-aircraft weapons show up there, the United States will get upset. Officially, Israel has requested the United States of America for operational freedom regarding possible actions against Iran. If Iran launches an attack against Israel, Israel wants to take off the gloves and go all out against Iran. They don't want to be the first to launch the attack, be careful. But since they know that Iran, being the coward it is, will launch an attack against Israel wants operational freedom. Thank you. Does that mean, as we've been seeing these last few days, Iran is aiming missiles at Israel? Israel can launch a preemptive attack just like it did back in the 12-Day War. On Friday, when they were going to meet with the Iranians on Sunday. It's that clear. Who else has visited those neighborhoods?
And in the days before they get together, look at this.
Pay attention to the photo of the one who was missing in the disagreement. The one who wants to fix Europe, the one who wants to fix Gaza, the one who wants to fix Israel, the one who wants to fix the Persian Gulf. Anyway, Sultan Erdogan, the Ottoman, has shown up in Saudi Arabia to talk with the Crown Prince. They've been on an official state visit, surely talking about the things that are going to happen and that will take place in the coming days. But the story still confuses me. The aircraft carrier? Thank you. Is the United States of America going to launch an attack against Iran with just one aircraft carrier? Could be a surprise. What do you think? Iran has said it could launch an attack with up to 75 drones against the aircraft carrier to sink it. They have calculated that more or less it would take 75 planes or drones to sink an aircraft carrier. Is this what a former CIA agent who supports the Iranian regime is telling the media? This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. It'll take far more than 75 drones to sink them. What else? Let's focus on the video we're about to watch. Because this doesn't look like a negotiation. This really doesn't look like a negotiation at all. Attention, family video.
ميلاد أن بصر سعادات منجي علام أن بشرية إبام أسر أجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف. The high status that gives us its beauties, O people of the world.
Don't worry, there is a translation.
You exist because of him. The great nation of Iran. On the 22nd of Bahman in the year 1357.
What is a member of the regime's parliament saying of the genocidal regime of Iran? The vice president is the vice president of the Iranian parliament. Listen to what he's saying. I'll look for a similar song. That is more or less, I don't know. This one is good. What is the vice president saying? Iran's public television? Hold on, goodbye. Hold on. Attention. With this, imagine if it were you. Well, let's set the objective. That's true. Let's set the super chat goal. You already know that your support is super important so that we can make content like what you're seeing here on Military Strategies. Independent content. No government pays us, even though they say we're on the Mossad payroll. They haven't even sent us a Viper. There it is, open. The objectives. The Iranian parliament's vice president says, no more, no less. In about a month, the creature says, in about a month, we will recite the funeral prayer for Trump, the United States, and their ally lose. I repeat. We are going to recite the funeral prayer for Trump, the United States, and their allies. It's not just that. They are threatening Donald Trump. It's not just that. They are threatening all the people of the United States of America. They are threatening all the people of Israel. That they are going to recite some kind of funeral thing. Subscribe. Remember this. In less than a month, Donald Trump won't be the one reciting something funeral-like. It won't be Israel or its allies. Remember, okay? Those who threaten Israel, those who threaten Donald Trump, ultimately things spiral out of control and everyone ends up badly. I've been warning you, family, your likes, your comments, this is military strategy. There's the F-35. I'm serious, I don't know. What they're trying to do without an air force, without anything. Who are they trying to fool? Let's see what happens. Turan? I'm Petro. That's great.
Mexico, Venezuela, and Colombia send drugs to the United States. You've spoken with the President of Mexico and Nicolas Maduro. Have you thought about speaking to the President of Colombia, whom you called out?
Some time ago, Turan said this about Petro.
No.
I haven't thought too much about him.
He says he hasn't really talked with Petro.
Hostile to the United States.
He's being aggressive with the United States.
I haven't given it much thought, he is.
He says, no, I didn't give him hope.
He'll have many problems.
Él va a tener muchos problemas.
He doesn't wise up.
If not, wake up.
Colombia produces many drugs.
Colombia produces a lot of drugs.
They have cocaine factories that...
It has cocaine factories.
They have cocaine and cocaine factories.
They have cocaine factories, drug factories. To the United States of America...
Right?
Mika says either Petro wakes up or he's going to be next.
She says Petro needs to wake up.
Or she says he's going to be next.
And I hope he's listening. He's going to be...
She says, I hope he's listening to me. She says, I haven't imagined them for Petro.
I've imagined them for Petro.
He's going to be next. This is what Trump told Petro some time ago.
Yes.
Just look at the face he makes. When this guy lowers his head and turns it, he shrugs and says, I hope he's listening.
He tells you, I hope he's listening to me.
Who's next? He points with his little finger. There it is. What happened with Petro?
Yes, Mr. President, we don't like people when they kill others.
We don't like people, they kill others.
He sells drugs, kills people. The United States sells drugs.
Kills people from the United States.
Colombia is a major drug manufacturer.
Colombia is the largest drug manufacturer.
It's cocaine.
Especially cocaine.
As you know.
And about this, Petro, listen to me, wake up, because you're going to be next. You are. Let's move on.
Épico.
All right. With Petro, who has left the... Look at Petro there in a tie, shoes nice and shiny, talking to Donald Trump. Man, when he's sober, Petro is just Petro, huh? Look at the face of John Doe Benz that you can see there in profile. But look, especially at this, let's close in on the image, let's close in, let's zoom in. We keep zooming in on the image. Look at what it says here. America and its allies fight against narco-terrorism. Petro's plan that he has presented to put an end to the Gulf Cartel and others in Colombia. So he won't be foolish after all? Did he go to visit Nicolas Maduro? No. Well, this photo is epic. Pay attention to the photo. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How did Petro arrive? By the way, Marco Rubio must have had to readmit him because they had taken away his visa to enter the United States after he stood outside the United Nations with a megaphone telling the United States Army not to accept orders from Donald Trump.
That's how he arrived. Guys, stop advancing.
Petro in the house. Let's see. Petro arriving at the White House by car comes to us on a donkey. These things are unbelievable. Who was at the meeting? Who was at that meeting? What did they talk about there? I'm dying of curiosity to know who was inside and what was being negotiated. Look at the photo and let's analyze this. This is... Let's go point by point. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Colombia.
Yeah.
The Security Minister is also there. Donald Trump, lying down as if he were in his living room. D. Baines is so disgusted by Petro he can't look at him. Marco Rubio laughing inside, saying, "Here is Petronidas, humiliating himself." The cleaning staff prepares a broom labeled Petro for him to sweep the White House. That's the story, world order. Now, Petro doesn't act so cocky anymore. But that's actually for the best. The best. And to top it all off, pay attention to this video. How did Petro enter the White House? Through, huh? It's shameful. Petro. Really?
Good morning. The major news, especially in Colombia, is President Gustavo Petro's recent arrival at the White House. Gustavo Petro, President Donald Trump.
Gustavo Petro has not entered through the main door.
He aims to bridge the gap between the two administrations.
He has entered through the service door.
Has he entered, or at least to make progress? Juan Camilo Mercedan Berlan, you are there, right at the entrance?
I can't believe this.
What's happening right now in Guadalajara?
They've brought in Petro. Where do they take out the trash?
Washington.
Milena, do you see on your screens the van with the Colombian and American flags that's carrying President Gustavo Petro? It just passed by. It's right next to the White House. They entered through Pennsylvania Avenue, not exactly into the White House complex, but into the parking lot of the Eisenhower Executive Office building. From there, they'll go directly to the Oval Office where President Gustavo Petro will hold his meeting with President Donald Trump. But he's coming in. The president's already here.
They brought him in through the back. Any further and he would have gone through the bunker.
Gustavo Petro just drove in with his SUV to meet with the President of the United States in the next few minutes. We weren't able to get a direct shot of him coming in.
There's no direct shot. They brought him in through the service entrance.
To the White House, we assume he'd usually be received by the Chief of Protocol.
Monica Crowley. What protocol? Maybe the head of cleaning welcomed him.
Who receives the leaders of other countries? But that's what's happening right now, the arrival of President Gustavo Petro.
Here, this is good. Good. Watching this is crazy, huh? Are you ready?
And to the White House to meet with President Donald Trump?
Oh my God. Petro, who had already performed with the plane.
Have you seen the Colombian presidential plane?
Was it already set up? Were they on the plane with an umbrella on it? Not even a red carpet. Let's see what he says.
Petro has many reasons to conclude a pact for life throughout the Americas and hope.
Petro was coming in very gently, huh? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Petro. Journalists waited for the White House door to open, but it never did. And there hasn't been a press conference? There hasn't been one. But the thing is, my favorite, the blonde, she took her out. What did the White House spokesperson say? Open your ears and laugh.
Do you think President Trump had any hope that this relationship could be fixed?
He says, do you think President Trump has hope that the relationship with Petro can be fixed?
I think the president invited President Petro. I think that offer was for him to meet President Petro, and the president spoke a few weeks ago. President Petro said he'd like to visit Washington.
President Trump says he didn't invite Petro. It's Petro who expressed interest in coming.
The president invited President Petro and accepted that offer for him to meet President Petro.
President Trump accepted Petro's invitation to the White House.
Petro, the president, spoke a few weeks ago. As you know, President Petro said he'd love to come to Washington.
Petro, he said he'd love to come to Washington. Washington.
President Trump told him, yes, come.
Yes, President Trump told him, yes, of course, come. That is, Petro has invited himself. He basically gave himself a self-invitation.
I'm sure the president will teach him a lesson at that meeting.
Yes,
It's a humiliation.
It's madness and humiliation. I can't even define it anymore. Petro has gone. The thing is, the discourse of the revolutionary communist left about the people and freedom just falls apart. It doesn't hold water. It's incredible. Who likes Greek mythology?
Yeah.
Who enjoys Greek mythology? Who was Eros in Greek mythology? Let's see if you can tell me, since I know little about history. Who is Eros? Who was Eros? Oh my God. Eros? Eros was the one who was going with a bow and an arrow, who some later call Cupid, and Valentine's Day is coming up. Attention, we have breaking news. Eros. Eros, yes, I like it. Eros, the god of love. The god of love. We have breaking news in love. Pay attention to this. We have breaking news. Let's play some breaking music. One of those good, powerful ones. Here's breaking news. There is Eros 01, right now circling around in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. Watch out for the Bombardier E-11A plane. A communications node, the flying Wi-Fi we were talking about last night, is once again now in the Caribbean Sea. A perfect circle. Look on the same line. There it is. Eros. Well. Oh my, this thing with Venezuela is still going on. It's not over yet. There it is. What is that plane doing there? Why is there a communications and operations hub in the middle of the Caribbean Sea right now? Is there a hidden atoll or island there, or is something happening inside that circle? It looks like a full moon. Eros is already there. He just needs to draw us a heart. Give him time. Things in Venezuela aren't very clear for a guy who's our favorite. I'll say it again. Are we running out of clowns in the circus? Diosdado Cabello has been so down lately, the hammer is now just a little stick. Looks like we need to give Diosdado a sticker because he's not very happy. It's not just that they're releasing political prisoners. Diosdado is losing power. They're threatening to, well, let's see. They're going to remove him, but is that better? This isn't good for Venezuela, is it? I think we're targeting the wrong objective. By the way, Pay attention to the video. Pay attention to the video. It's just that a month ago, Nicolas Maduro was arrested in the middle of the night. Please, please, let's not forget it's been a month without Nicolas, without hearing him. People are experiencing psychological issues now. We know nothing about him and no longer have videos or content. You've left us empty. What have you done? Free Nicolas? They oppose Nicolas's release because they're dealing with the United States.
Yesterday, for example, was the anniversary. In 1805, our great Francisco de Miranda left New York.
My goodness, these people talk about Francisco de Miranda, Sucre, and Bolivar all day long.
I am now on the Leander flying Venezuela's first flag.
Attention! Diosdado Cabello is approaching wearing a Special Operations Group, cap. Diosdado, check if they haven't put a tracker in your cap for whatever might happen.
Venezuela, and from there? Well, our relationship has had its ups and downs. I said so in the early hours. This attack is a stain on our relationship and we have to work on it.
Watch out, here comes the lady in white, Snow White, struggling.
We have to work with respect to overcome our differences.
What do you mean by overcoming differences? Did they take Maduro away? But let's see. Telsi, are you still selling to Chavismo that you haven't sold to Maduro? Does anyone in Venezuela really think these three haven't sold out to Maduro?
Today we have seen a great march.
Yes, a march of destroyers, but not to Venezuela. You'll see where soon.
In support of the freedom of President Nicolas Maduro and the first fighter who were kidnapped that morning of January 3rd. And yet, as we have seen immediately, the institutions in Venezuela acted, they responded. And, well, there was a statement from the Supreme Court of Justice where it appointed the acting presidency, which in this case fell to me. Me, as I'm the executive vice president to the president. And from there, we have been building spaces for dialogue, the program for democratic coexistence and peace. The President of the National Assembly has started a political dialogue.
What do you mean by political dialogue when they've told you that either you cooperate or you'll be sent to the other world?
Dr. Jorge Rodriguez.
Well, your brother, what did you put there?
The Commission of the Revolution has been activated by the justice system in Venezuela.
Yes, so many things have been activated. Will you release all political prisoners and end this nonsense? Diosdado can barely breathe. Look at the face of evil hatred he has. Right now, he's swallowing his pride. He's the new guy wearing the tracksuit, right? Look, the brother of Betty LaFea over there, with his shirt all tight, one button open, his designer glasses standing tall, sleeves rolled up, and now Diosdado shows up in a tracksuit. Is he the new Maduro?
A proposal to activate an amnesty law that allows it.
What do you mean an amnesty law? Release the kidnapped people. You have them kidnapped. What amnesty?
This whole period of violence.
You have children, you have women.
Of political violence and extremism.
Diosdado can't believe it, huh? Diosdado is asking, why not stage a coup that permits it? Granco, where will you stage the coup?
To carry out a policy?
He can't breathe, see his lost eyes? Forget about Betty. She doesn't have any problems with her hands anymore, and she moves them very well. She doesn't use a microphone anymore. Focus on him. The Special Operations guy, good thing on the 3rd. The Special Operations guys will take action. Good thing. Otherwise, they might have even taken the goat that Maduro had over there for milk.
The national one?
Look at him, look at his face, huh?
Politics in Venezuela must be nationalized among Venezuelans, and it must be with a capital P.
Take the eyes.
We know that there is
Oh my God, barely any.
very few Venezuelans who applauded the... Wait.
Don't miss it, okay? Are we going from Goez to Mr. Clean or Don Limpio? Looking around everywhere.
Allow a national policy to be carried out. Politics in Venezuela, yes?
Yes.
It must be nationalized among Venezuelans and among Venezuelans.
And it must be this. And watch when he talks about politics, huh?
Amnesty that allows for this entire period of political violence, of extremism, that allows for carrying out a national policy.
What do you mean by national policy?
Venezuelan politics must be nationalized.
Venezuelans and my mom, the face of God, huh?
Between Venezuelans and among Venezuelans.
Look at him, how he's looking with such hatred.
And it must be with a capital P.
That shape of the lips, of the jaw.
We know that only a small number of Venezuelans supported the external military aggression against Venezuela.
That very few Venezuelans supported the military aggression. He says, thankfully, there are only a few, but if you did, even you...
Very few Venezuelans.
Very few, just a handful.
Just a handful from an extremist position. They still don't fully understand the Venezuelan people.
They still don't truly understand Venezuelans, even those scattered worldwide.
Who still don't give a damn M.
Diosdado's in really bad shape, huh?
The correct reading?
Diosdado is on anti-anxiety meds, huh?
To what the Venezuelan people want?
Look at him, huh? Hey, community, am I serious? Diosdado Cabello's health condition is terrible, huh?
The Venezuelan people want to preserve their sovereignty, their independence, their...
Move a little there, Dios, and stretch your neck.
National independence process? Well, in honor and tribute to our liberators, both men and women...
Lift your head up. At the very least, it looks like you've been beaten up.
Take care of national independence and above all, protect peace and tranquility.
Look at him. Protect peace and tranquility and watch how he turns his head.
In tribute to our liberators, both men and women, take care of national independence and above all, protect peace and tranquility. So that the boys and girls...
There he clenches his teeth. Diosdado holds firm for Venezuela.
That...
Oh my God.
Those early morning hours...
He's laughing, huh?
Did they live?
But what is this crazy woman saying?
They suffered the impact of detonations from explosions. May they never have to wake up in that situation again.
Oh my God. Oh my God, what's happening in Venezuela? I don't know how this will end, but things are going to happen here. It's unsustainable. Diosdado Cabello's situation is unsustainable, and he knows it. You know? He knows it. Family, please, let's share this live broadcast right now on social media because we have breaking news. We have breaking news. Where are the destroyers in the United States Navy arriving? But before that, we want to send him a big hug. To all the families of political prisoners, political hostages, may they be released as soon as possible. Before that, the ambassador of the United States of America in Venezuela, at the Embassy of the United States of America in Venezuela, which is open, the embassy, and Diosdado imprisoned in the United States, and the embassy is open. And no one from the Venezuelan embassy in the United States has gone to see Diosdado or Maduro. Because there is no embassy. There is no embassy. This is sarcastic. This video The elevator opens, a coffee, we drive, she gets out, ambassador arrives.
Hello, Venezuela. My name is Laura Liu.
Hello, Venezuela. I supervise Delcy Rodriguez.
My name is Laura Liu. I feel very honored to serve as the Chargé d'Affaires of the United States for Venezuela.
Amazing, huh? Laura?
I was an ambassador in Honduras.
Well, I was in Honduras.
An ambassador to Nicaragua.
Laura, you always get assigned to amazing places. Nicaragua, Honduras with Chavismo, and now Venezuela. Honestly, I couldn't stand it, you know?
President Trump and Secretary Rubio have now entrusted me to lead our mission in Caracas.
This lady must have a lot of patience.
It's a historic moment for both countries.
The Venezuela pin looks great with the United States one, but you need to take off one star.
Said Secretary Rubio. We want a friendly Venezuela.
We want a Venezuela that's friendly with Delcy, friendly.
Friendly, prosperous, and democratic. To achieve this, my team and I are going to work hand in hand with Venezuelans, representatives from a variety of sectors and perspectives.
That means telling Delcy to stop torturing her people, please, Madam Ambassador, now. Hey. With this, they're going to screw me over in the United States, I know it. With this, with what I'm about to say, that's it, it's done. Tonight, my dreams of visiting the United States will end. I would ask Mrs. Ambassador Laura Dong if she has learned Spanish with Matalingo, if Maduro has given her the guide to learn Spanish.
Let's execute Plan No.
He's very funny, and he also seems like a very good person. Madam Ambassador, excuse me, you are charming, thank you.
3 phases. First, stabilization.
3 phases. First, stabilization.
Phases of the country and restoring peace.
Peace, I forgot to say peace. The restoration of security. Goodbye, God, Tato.
Second, the recovery of the economy for the benefit of all Venezuelans. And third,
Huh? The ambassador enjoys walking around and goes trekking.
The recovery of the economy for the benefit of all Venezuelans. And third, the transition toward a friendly, stable, prosperous, and democratic Venezuela. President Trump has made decisions and now we are implementing them. The announcement of the reopening of the airspace and the general license issued a few days ago are key steps to strengthen economic recovery.
What do you want me to say? I actually prefer Nicolas Maduro speaking in English. In the end, it will turn out that Estrategia liked Maduro.
Let's make sure...
No, the ambassador is also funny.
...that our progress is theirs.
But is she a good person? Do you realize? Maduro is a sinister guy. This lady has good intentions for a country called Venezuela, and...
fundamentally, that it brings tangible benefits both for the American people and for the Venezuelan people. Our presence, Kyoy, marks a new chapter and I am ready to get to work. Let's get to it.
Let's get to work, right? No, Ambassador, it's let's get to work, not let's get to Diosdado Cabello. Okay, you get him, put him on a helicopter and take him there, so Maduro isn't alone, because if not... How nice. Since the United States ambassador arrived in Venezuela, they've given the planes loving names, Eros. All we need now is Aphrodite to show up. Me, honestly, this is... We've had Matalingo, now we have an ambassador. The future is secured here. All right, let's get to it. I keep saying this, I'm super tired, you know? Pay attention to this. Pay close attention, everyone. Oh my God. Once upon a time, speak. A warm sea, a sea full of battles, of stories, a sea where everything has happened. Puerto Príncipe. Puerto Príncipe. Haiti. Look, let's do something someone told me the other day. Hey, strategy, change it up when you switch topics. Pay attention with this. Destroyers from the United States Navy arrive in Haiti as part of Operation Southern Spear. Man, there are things in Haiti, but where is Haiti? Well, it's in front of Cuba. There it is. The destroyer of the United States Navy. The United States ship Stockdale, United States Coast Guard Storm, and United States Coast Guard Diligent have arrived at Port-au-Prince Bay as part of Operation Southern Spear. Oh my God, Canel, how are you? Canel, everything okay? Have you started buying solar panels for electricity yet? How's it going, Canel? The other day, well, we have beef. We have some serious beef, very, very serious beef from Elon Musk. Like Maduro used to say, he threw some beef at Pedro Sanchez. We'll see that now, okay? We'll see that now because there have already been some not so serious words. Very serious ones, but first let's go to Canel. Diaz Canel. I think he still doesn't realize where we are. Thank you. He posted on his social media 10 hours ago. Something that I think he still doesn't understand is that Castroism, Chavism, and all this ideology. Notice that these rebels
to more nations. Ruben, thank you. But what is an economic war against Cuba?
Thank you.
Stay there. We don't need to hear from you. It's good you're not with us anymore. Fidel. Good thing. Canel is now determined to look for friends under every rock. He has started posting photos of Vietnam on his social media. Canel is now looking for photos. At this rate, are they going to go to some lost tribe in the Amazon to ask for help? What is Canel doing? What's wrong with Canel? Isn't he appearing on video lately? It's all a bit sad. Since the other day when an oil tanker was heading from Mexico to Havana and someone called someone, a man called a woman. I don't want to keep talking about that topic. What will I talk about next week when it's time for the rematch about strategies? I'm not going to forget, just so you know what happened is not going to be forgotten. And the oil tanker turned around. The oil tanker never made it to Havana. And now Diaz-Canel is congratulating Tom Lamp from the Communist Party of Vietnam. January 31, 2026. Canela appeared until victory. Always good. They put the photo here for us. This is very funny. This is great. Check this detail to see what they're like. It's wanting to but not being able to. This being you see there. Que Guevara. Among some of his hobbies, which I won't mention all of them because they'd shut down our channel, he had a special fondness for homosexuals. Thank you. Today in Spain, there is a party called Podemos, together with the Socialist Party, who say they want to sweep away the Spanish people and replace them. They haven't really left the ideology, have they?
El Che Guevara.
But they're the same parties that then come out defending, yes, vulnerable groups, lesbian, gay, transgender, bisexual, and intersex. All this story, but they base their doctrine and ideology on a guy who used to persecute them. They still haven't figured out how to explain it, how to do it. Well, in Russia they do it too for those who love cold lands. But what did Elon Musk say to Peter? Get ready. There you see it. There's the tweet. Amazing, amazing. Amazing.
El sucio Sánchez.
Dirty Sanchez is a tyrant, a traitor to the people of Spain, and by the symbol of filth, the Dirty Sanchez. I can't believe it. What did Peter say? Because Peter apparently said something that made Elon angry. Elon is really angry because of the issue that they're going to nationalize more than 1 million immigrants, and that they want to sweep away, they've said it themselves, that they want to sweep away the Spanish people. Let's take a look at this. Why did Elon get mad at Dirty Sanchez? I like it from now on, Dirty Sanchez. It's amazing. Community. The things that are happening that we don't even realize. And Zapatero and Peter are going to have problems soon, very soon. Things are coming. What did Peter say?
Next week, my government will implement the following actions.
He says, next week my government will implement the following actions. What does he say? Is he going to implement the following actions? Well, it's also true many of those who are going to be naturalized come from countries in the Union. Curvantes, Cufillas, Chilabas.
We will change the law in Spain. What boutique? Sorry, word to on their sites.
Friends, what the hell did he just say?
This means that the CEOs of these tech platforms will face criminal liability for failing to remove illegal or hateful content.
It could be that starting next week there will no longer be any military strategies. Because Peter the Dirty, as Elon Musk calls him, is going to create a law so that we remove content that he considers not aligned with his ideology. Listen to it again. It's like when Maduro said, "Do you have to get rid of WhatsApp?"
Starting next week, my government will implement the following actions.
They didn't tell you they went to Dubai to say it.
First, we will change the law in Spain to hold the executives of the platform legally responsible for the many infringements that occur on their sites.
Forget about writing Sanchez is corrupt on Twitter. Me too. Well, now I'm going to tell you my executive decision because I'm also going to make an executive decision.
This means the CEOs of this
Did he go to present a law for dictators in a country where there are dictators? I think it's fine. In the United Arab Emirates, can't you use WhatsApp unless you use a VPN? One of those or whatever it's called? In Saudi Arabia, there aren't any messaging telecommunications either. Did he go to present it at his own place?
Aren't there any platforms?
All he needs now is to put a turban on him.
Of criminal liability for failing to remove illegal or hateful content. And for that, we governments have to stop turning a blind eye.
Now he's saying all governments must stop ignoring this. He gains allies in his crusade against the YouTubers.
Who share toxic content.
Toxic.
Hi to the toxic content.
How do you say toxic?
Governments need to stop turning a blind eye to toxic things.
Another one for Madalingo Eater for Madalingo.
Content under the watch second.
Careful, there's also a first part. No tweeting, Spaniards, no tweeting.
We will turn algorithmic manipulation and amplification.
Let's mess with the algorithm. How?
Ellos miran. Second, we will turn algorithmic manipulation algorithmic.
What is algorithmic? Peter, what is algorithmic?
Amplifying illegal content. Thank you.
Hey, he does it better than other presidents in English. Zapatero didn't know it.
In a new criminal offense, this.
Oh, so if YouTube recommends our content, that's going to be a criminal offense.
Doesn't appear by itself. It is created, promoted, and spread by certain actors.
He says. The information is manipulated by certain actors. Thank you, Peter. 18 million people watch us monthly, and I doubt it's due to the algorithm.
We will go after them.
Who are going to come after us?
Well, after the platforms that...
And then after, through the platforms. Maybe what happened to me today is because of Peter the Dirty.
Algorithms.
Algorithmics. Look, it sucks that we're paying for your Falcon so you can go to Dubai and speak broken English. All right, Peter? It sucks since it's costing Spaniards money, but it's priceless because we've already gained 20 minutes thanks to you.
Amplified disinformation for...
Disinformation, huh? I mean, saying that they had taken a train track from the 80s. They had done a crappy welding job with a train track from 2023, and that a train unloaded because they didn't do their job properly and because they lied, saying they had renewed the whole track when they hadn't, and they had put stones and cement boards there that were second or third hand, and that people have died. That's misinformation. Thank you. It's not that you have a face of stone. It's not that you're a liar. It's not that you're dirty. It's undesirable that instead of explaining to the families why their loved ones have died, He goes to Dubai to say that he's going to go after YouTubers and content creators.
Profit. Don't take the 80 route.
Telling him we won't hide behind codes anymore.
I understand that technology is neutral.
They say, never again pretend that this technology is neutral. Well, yes. Here, whoever wants to stays to watch this content, and whoever doesn't like it leaves. I'm about to share my executive decision and drop a bombshell tonight.
We will implement hate and polarization footprint.
We'll implement
hate and polarization footprint.
We are going to implement hate and a footprint.
Hate and polarization
and polarization, a mark of division and hate.
Print, a system to track.
A system tracking us? Damn, this is getting interesting.
Quantify and expose.
I mean, they can't track drug traffickers, serial killers, rapists, pedophiles. There are no police on the streets to keep people safe. But Peter is going to create a tracking system to look for YouTubers.
This is wonderful.
This is wonderful. This is huge. This is how the dictatorship begins.
How do digital platforms divide and amplify hatred for too long? Hatred.
It relies on the same people who claim the virus would be limited to a few cases and no deaths. I don't know. This tracking platform, how is it going to work for them? If it's the same one they used for the virus 19.
Been treated as invisible and untraceable. But we will change that, developing a tool that will provide the basis for undertaking future penalties.
Ah, so there will be fines. They're going to fine us, huh? It can't track the train tracks that aren't working and have defects.
Thank you, spreading hate.
More spreading hate here, not here. What we want is to be allowed to live.
And we conquered Landano Sasha. The legal cost, of course, the financial cost and the moral cost, not from them. Fourth, Spain.
Wait, there are 4, huh? There are 4. This has just started, huh?
What? To social media for minors and...
¿Cómo?
What? Will they ban access to social networks?
Can't afford to ignore anymore. Fourth, Spain will ban access to social media for minors under the age of 16.
So, does this mean kids under 16 can't use TikTok now? I don't know how you'll find a girlfriend on Instagram. But let's see. Peter, how are you going to increase the country's birth rate? About kids talking to their friends on social media.
Is this crazy?
So now you can't have the kids? Children in Spain have to be in a school reprogramming process from the age of 4 to 16. Reading the garbage the government wants so you'll behave as they want. Starting at 16, you can begin to have, right? Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. The first computer I ever used was when I was 11 years old. I was doing so well. What was it called? Social networks? Right? For young people, they think this guy's crazy. Doesn't this guy have other problems in Spain that now he's going to go after kids being 16 years old? On social media.
The social ones. Subscribe to the Unidades Hipotecas Fabricante channel.
Now they're going to ask children under 16 for identification documents so they can connect to MySpace Peace. Those of you who have a Tinder subscription and are over 18, start canceling it, because I know where this is going.
Not just checkboxes, but real barriers that work.
I wonder why it doesn't say 20. That's the point. It was 20. Thank you, Ningal. Ningal, you see, this is on fire. This is on fire. The chat is on fire right now. Come on, let's go with comments. Also, Spain struggles with border and immigration issues, yet now plans to check if kids use Facebook.
Well, he loves it.
Has he gone to a country where that guy you're seeing is? One of his daughters had to escape, and he sent a special operations team in the middle of the Indian Ocean to bring her back and lock her up in a palace. The woman fled to the United Kingdom because they wanted her gone. Which, by the way, cost him his marriage. Thanks, a good amount of money. I don't like gossip about monarchies because that's not the point either. But then you go and give a speech about morality, protection, and values.
Exposed to a space they were never meant to navigate alone, a space of addiction.
Abuse. What do you mean by space of addiction abuse? There are addictions and abuse in parks where there is no security, where there are no security cameras, where there aren't enough police to patrol.
Pornography, manipulation.
Pornography. That's what your party does with Abalos and all those people in hotels and houses with women of questionable morals.
We will no longer accept that.
Nothing. You can't play Call of Duty, guys, not until you're 16. Nobody here plays Call of Duty.
We'll shield them from the digital Wild West.
Are we gonna protect all of them from the digital Western world? And my question is, who's gonna protect us from you? Who will protect us from you? In saunas? Who will protect minors there?
Fifth and last, my government will work with our public prosecutor to investigate and pursue.
Why don't you investigate things? Sometimes it's just that I don't want to start. I don't want to start because it's just not the right time yet.
Infringement committed by Grog, TikTok, and Instagram. How? My government will work with our public prosecutor to investigate
and our government will work with the public prosecutors so they can investigate. Note that in Spain, there are no crimes to investigate.
Instagram and TikTok address Grog TikTok's infringement.
Grog. Does he not like grog?
Grog Instagram. We will have zero tolerance on this.
He says zero tolerance matter.
And we will defend our digital sovereignty against foreign coercion.
Man, I'm going to be honest. I don't mind the TikTok thing. I'll tell you why. Because I don't stream on TikTok. And all this content I make gets taken to TikTok. They take my copyright and they're making a fortune on TikTok with my videos. Peter, I don't think you're wrong there, but telling kids what they have to do at 16 years old. Shout out to TikTok users. Just kidding, I don't care. Do whatever you want. Subscribe to Military Strategies on YouTube, the only official channel. Reject imitations. This is incredible. Thanks. Starting next week, Peter will be following us. Well, so strategies starting next week. We need to play music. We need to look for music. Let's see, one of the consoles I used to mix music broke. And this, well, of course, isn't here. Let's make an announcement, okay? Official announcement. Thank you for watching. Let's see if we find... Not this one. I'm not looking for a song like this here. the classic. Let's do it. Official statement for next week. Because Peter is going to start chasing us and telling us what we can and can't talk about. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. It's over. I'm leaving. To another country. The time has come to become just another exile. Because, of course, this is a sinking ship. The first one to jump is saved. This is like the Titanic. The last one to jump won't have a life vest. I'm leaving. I'm leaving Spain. The time has come. The time has come because we can't talk calmly. We can't speak freely. They put notes in our passports so that when we travel to another country, they give us trouble. Anyway, next week, we're leaving. Let's go. I'm serious. We're leaving. It's over. It's unbearable. And man, that's going to be fine. It's going to be fine because we can talk more calmly. Possible destination for Escalations. Where could it be? Where can Escalations set up the new base of operations? Where can we start to reconquer the world? Impressive. It has stolen my heart, honestly. The story of El Salvador has stolen my heart. I'm not saying it will be there. But what I've seen in El Salvador, you'll be amazed when you see a strategia. Soldiers patrolling the streets of El Salvador with the Minister of Defense of El Salvador, both of them patrolling together with the army, the Minister of Defense, rifle in hand, cleaning his country of scum. There, look at this part of the clip. This part of the clip, it's when we were arriving to see the Minister of Defense. And this is the Minister of Defense. The one speaking here is the Minister of Defense. He's not just anyone or some random person. And look at what he says, because this sentence really struck me. Also, I asked him some things, and the man was very sincere. He didn't hide at all. Listen to this. Listen.
See, if they allow that in any country, if they let them do that, that's what it's going to come to. It's not that we're trying to scare anyone, but that's the behavior.
It's tremendous. I'm telling you, it's tremendous. Europe has become a place where you can't live anymore. It's clear. We've seen it. Jews can't live there. You can't live in Europe. You can't live in Spain. You can't live in many places, and there are only a few countries left where there's still hope to live. I'll tell you something. In the Sokoto, life isn't bad. It's better than in many places I've seen. But it is one of the places that's at high risk. For me, that scene of arriving there at the Sokoto at night, knocking on the door, bam, bam, and the door opens and you say, I can't believe it. Here it is. It's incredible, incredible.
Tremendo.
Well, starting next week, they're going to start chasing us. We'll have to go into incognito mode, hide, run away. And yes, honestly, it seems that our life is going to be between some country free of people like Peter the Dirty, and where you can talk peacefully. Instead of focusing on removing people like this from Spain's streets, because such people exist here too, don't think there aren't Mara Salvatrucha and all these people. There are many gangs and many criminal organizations. Instead of opening a sector to put them all in there and worrying about protecting children, really children, if you really want to protect them, it's not by taking away Instagram and TikTok. It's by creating places with parks where they can play. Peace of mind, reassuring parents their children are safe. It's a place where there are no drugs at the doors of schools. It's a place where there aren't men waiting for defenseless women on the streets to abuse them. That's what a president should do, not go after YouTubers and kids who connect on social media. We're fine. I hope that maybe one day we'll be even better when we see that things are about to explode. We'll have to go and fix the country ourselves, and I've always thought that. They're afraid of us because each one of us doesn't follow the same script they want us to follow. Millions watch us, and those are votes. The day someone gets organized and launches a serious party with a real project, there's going to be an earthquake. There's going to be an earthquake. So let's be aware and see what we do. Family, thank you so much for being live with us. We've been watching from the beginning. Enjoy the trailer. Coming soon, military strategies at CCOT and in El Salvador. Don't miss it. We're about to start filming series in various countries and regions, so let's get started. Thanks to all contributors and Super Chat participants. I haven't named anyone, but I appreciate you all. I'm exhausted, but here we are. Here we are fighting and telling the world what's happening. Peter, this is yours.
If we wanted to save the country, this was what had to be done.
Has anyone ever brought you something like this or worked with you like this before?
No, it had never happened before. It's the first time someone comes, creates content, visits us, and leaves such a valuable contribution like this.
Mario scores while the Navy keeps turning in color. Mario scores, go, 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 Tala Pro, Tala Pro.
Bodies were once dumped here.
Yes, in all these areas. The name was literally Devil's Alley.
Devil's Alley.